Hollywood's elite, celebrated, adored, and admired. Yet, behind the red carpets and flashing cameras, a darker narrative unfolds. Carole Lombard, a comedy queen, met a tragic end in a plane crash. Anna Nicole Smith's turbulent life was marked by scandal and a mysterious overdose. Brittany Murphy's sudden and mysterious death left fans in shock. Dorothy Dandridge broke barriers but faced immense personal struggles. Carole Lombard, born Jane Alice Peters on October 6, 1908 in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Carole Lombard became one of Hollywood's brightest stars in the 1930s. Known for her quick wit and comedic talent, Lombard starred in numerous screwball comedies. Her journey to stardom began early when she was discovered by director Alan Dwan at age 12. Lombard's breakout role came in 20th Century, 1934, directed by Howard Hawks. Her portrayal of Lily Garland showcased her comedic timing and earned her critical acclaim. She continued to shine in films like My Man Godfrey, 1936, for which she received an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, and Nothing Sacred, 1937. In 1939, Lombard married Clark Gable, one of Hollywood's leading men. Their romance was highly publicized, and they became one of the most famous couples in Hollywood. Despite their glamorous image, she remained grounded and was known for her down-to-earth personality and generosity. During World War II, Lombard was an active supporter of the war effort. She participated in war bond tours, using her fame to help raise money for the troops. On January 15, 1942, she embarked on a tour to sell war bonds in her home state of Indiana. Her trip raised over $2 million, a significant contribution at the time. Tragedy struck on January 16, 1942, as Lombard was returning to Los Angeles. She boarded Transcontinental and Western Air Flight 3 along with her mother, Elizabeth Peters, and MGM publicity man Otto Winkler. The plane, a Douglas DC-3, crashed into Potosi Mountain near Las Vegas, Nevada, killing all 22 passengers on board. Lombard was 33 years old. The news of Lombard's death shocked the nation. Clark Gable, devastated by the loss, joined the U.S. Army Air Forces and served as a gunner on bomber missions in Europe. He later said, "She was the most charming, delightful person I ever knew." Director Alfred Hitchcock, who directed her in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 1941, praised her talent, saying, "She had a remarkable ability to make people laugh." Anna Nicole Smith, born Vicki Lynn Hogan on November 28, 1967 in Houston, Texas, she rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most recognized figures of the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Raised by a single mother, Virgie Arthur, Smith dropped out of high school and worked various low-wage jobs before finding work as a stripper. This job led to her meeting billionaire J. Howard Marshall, whom she would later marry. Smith's big break came in 1992 when she became Playboy's Playmate of the Year. Her voluptuous figure and platinum blonde hair quickly drew comparisons to Marilyn Monroe, a likeness she embraced. She went on to model for Guess and H&M, becoming an international sensation. Smith's marriage to Marshall in 1994, when she was 26 and he was 89, sparked controversy and media frenzy. Marshall's death in 1995 led to a prolonged legal battle over his estate, which kept Smith in the public eye for years. Her acting career included roles in films such as The Hudsucker Proxy, 1994, and Naked Gun 33 and 1/3, The Final Insult, 1994. Despite these roles, Smith was often more famous for her personal life than her professional achievements. The legal battles, combined with her erratic behavior, were heavily covered by the media. Smith's reality TV show, The Anna Nicole Show, aired from 2002 to 2004. The show offered a candid look into her life, including her struggle with weight, relationships, and her attempt to have a second child. Her son, Daniel Smith, from a previous relationship, was a constant presence in her life. Tragedy struck on September 10, 2006, when Daniel died of a drug overdose in his mother's hospital room in the Bahamas, just 3 days after the birth of her daughter, Danny Lynn. The loss of her son devastated Smith. Larry Burkhead, Danny Lynn's father, later stated, "She was never the same after Daniel died." On February 8, 2007, Smith was found unresponsive in her hotel room at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. She was pronounced dead at the age of 39. The official cause of death was an accidental overdose of prescription drugs, including chloral hydrate, which had contributed to Marilyn Monroe's death. The aftermath of Smith's death involved a highly publicized paternity case over Daniel-Lynn. Multiple men claimed to be the father, but DNA testing confirmed Burkhead's paternity. He was granted custody and has since raised Daniel-Lynn out of the spotlight. Brittany Murphy. Born on November 10, 1977 in Atlanta, Georgia, she began her acting career in the early 1990s. Raised by her single mother, Sharon Murphy, Brittany moved to Los Angeles to pursue her dreams of stardom. Her breakthrough role came in 1995 with the cult classic Clueless, where she played the lovable and quirky Ty Frazier. The film's success catapulted Murphy into the spotlight, establishing her as a rising star in Hollywood. Murphy's career continued to flourish with memorable performances in films like Girl Interrupted, 1999, alongside Winona Ryder and Angelina Jolie, and 8 Mile, 2002, with Eminem. She showcased her versatility as an actress, taking on a variety of roles in comedies, dramas, and thrillers. Her voice acting work in the animated series King of the Hill as Luann Platter also earned her acclaim. Despite her professional success, Murphy's personal life was troubled. She faced ongoing speculation about her health and weight, with tabloids often commenting on her appearance. In 2007, she married British screenwriter Simon Monjack, a relationship that was met with concern and scrutiny by those close to her. Friends and colleagues noted her increasing isolation and erratic behavior. On December 20, 2009, Murphy collapsed in the bathroom of her Hollywood Hills home and was pronounced dead at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. She was 32 years old. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office ruled her death accidental, citing pneumonia, anemia, and multiple drug intoxication from over-the-counter and prescription medications as contributing factors. Murphy's death shocked Hollywood and her fans. Her mother, Sharon, and husband, Simon Monjack, were both present in the home at the time of her death. Just 5 months later, on May 23, 2010, Monjack was found dead in the same house. His death was attributed to acute pneumonia and severe anemia, similar to Murphy's causes of death. This eerie coincidence fueled rumors and conspiracy theories about the circumstances surrounding their deaths. Murphy's final film, Something Wicked, was released posthumously in 2014, reminding audiences of her talent and the potential for future roles that would never be realized. Dorothy Dandridge. Born on November 9, 1922, in Cleveland, Ohio, Dorothy Dandridge broke significant barriers as one of the first African-American actresses to gain mainstream success in Hollywood. Her mother, Ruby Dandridge, was an actress, and her father, Cyril Dandridge, was a cabinet maker and Baptist minister. Dorothy and her sister Vivian began performing at a young age in a song and dance duo known as the Wonder Children, later renamed the Dandridge Sisters. Dandridge's film career began with small roles, but her breakthrough came with the 1954 film Carmen Jones, directed by Otto Preminger. In this film, she played the lead role and became the first African-American woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. Her performance was lauded, and she was compared to some of the greatest actresses of her time. Despite her talent and success, Dandridge faced severe racial discrimination. She was often typecast in stereotypical roles, and her opportunities were limited compared to her white counterparts. In an industry dominated by segregation, she was denied the leading roles that she deserved. She once said, "If I were white, I could capture the world." In 1942, Dandridge married Harold Nicholas of the famous Nicholas Brothers tap dancing duo. They had a daughter, Harolyn, born in 1943. Harolyn was born with severe brain damage and required constant care. The marriage ended in divorce in 1951, partly due to the strain of caring for their daughter. Dandridge's career struggled after Carmen Jones. She appeared in a few more films, including Island in the Sun, 1957, and Porgy and Bess, 1959. But the roles were sporadic. She continued to face personal and financial challenges. In 1959, she married Jack Dennison, a Las Vegas restaurant owner. This marriage was also troubled and ended in divorce in 1962. Financial difficulties forced her to sell her home and declare bankruptcy. Her final years were marked by increasing instability. On September 8, 1965, Dandridge was found dead in her West Hollywood apartment. The official cause of death was an accidental overdose of imipramine, an antidepressant. She was 42 years old. Rumors and speculation about her death persisted, but it was widely believed that her struggles with depression and financial woes played a significant role. In 1999, a biographical film titled Introducing Dorothy Dandridge was released, starring Halle Berry. Berry's performance won her a Golden Globe and an Emmy, bringing renewed attention to Dandridge's life and career. In her acceptance speech, Berry said, "Dorothy Dandridge is the reason I wanted to be an actress." Jean Harlow. Born Harlean Harlow Carpenter on March 3, 1911 in Kansas City, Missouri, she became one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars during the 1930s. Her platinum blonde hair and sultry persona earned her the title, the Blonde Bombshell. Harlow's rise to fame began when she was discovered by Howard Hughes and cast in Hell's Angels, 1930. Her career quickly took off with major roles in films like Platinum Blonde, 1931, and Red Dust, 1932, where she starred alongside Clark Gable. Harlow's performances captivated audiences, and her on-screen chemistry with Gable became legendary. They worked together in 6 films, including Saratoga, 1937, which was her last film. Harlow's personal life was as dramatic as her film roles. She married Charles McGrew at 16, but the marriage ended in divorce in 1930. In 1932, she married MGM producer Paul Byrne. Tragically, Byrne was found dead from a gunshot wound just 2 months after their wedding. His death was ruled a suicide, but rumors and speculation about foul play persisted. In 1933, Harlow's father died, adding to her personal turmoil. She found solace in her work, continuing to star in successful films like Dinner at 8, 1933, and Reckless, 1935. Her comedic timing and natural talent made her a favorite among audiences and critics alike. Despite her success, Harlow faced health issues. She suffered from scarlet fever as a child, which likely contributed to her later health problems. In 1935, Harlow began a relationship with actor William Powell. The two were deeply in love, and Powell gave her a star sapphire ring as a symbol of their commitment. Although they never married, their relationship was well known in Hollywood circles. By 1937, Harlow's health began to deteriorate. While filming Saratoga, she complained of fatigue and abdominal pain. On May 29, 1937, she was hospitalized with what was initially diagnosed as an inflamed gallbladder. Her condition rapidly worsened, and it was soon discovered that she was suffering from acute kidney failure. Despite medical efforts, she died on June 7, 1937, at the age of 26. She appeared in 36 films during her short career and left an indelible mark on the film industry. Her influence extended beyond her roles. She set fashion trends and became a symbol of the glamorous yet tragic Hollywood star. Director Victor Fleming, who worked with Harlow on several films, said, "She had a special kind of magic. She was pure, she was simple, she was love." Grace Kelly. Born on November 12, 1929 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Grace Kelly was destined for greatness. Raised in an affluent family, her father, John B. Kelly Sr., was a 3-time Olympic gold medalist in rowing, and her mother, Margaret Major Kelly, was a former model and the first woman to coach women's athletics at the University of Pennsylvania. Grace was drawn to acting at an early age, attending the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City. Kelly's rise to fame began with her performance in High Noon, 1952, opposite Gary Cooper. Her elegant beauty and natural talent caught the attention of director Alfred Hitchcock, who cast her in 3 of his films, Dial M for Murder, 1954, Rear Window, 1954, and To Catch a Thief, 1955. Hitchcock once said of Kelly, "Grace brought an innocence and class to the screen that no one could match." In 1955, Kelly won an Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in The Country Girl. Her performance solidified her status as one of Hollywood's leading ladies. Despite her success, Kelly decided to leave Hollywood at the height of her career to marry Prince Rainier III of Monaco. Their wedding on April 19, 1956, was dubbed the Wedding of the Century, and Kelly became Princess Grace of Monaco. As Princess of Monaco, Kelly devoted herself to charitable work and raising her 3 children, Caroline, Albert, and Stephanie. Although she left her acting career behind, she remained a beloved figure in Hollywood and was often asked to return to the screen. Hitchcock even offered her the lead role in his 1964 film Marnie, but she declined, choosing to focus on her royal duties. On September 13, 1982, tragedy struck. While driving back to Monaco from their country home, Kelly suffered a stroke, causing her to lose control of the car. The vehicle plunged down a mountainside, seriously injuring her and her youngest daughter, Princess Stephanie. Kelly was taken to the Monaco hospital, where she died the following day at the age of 52. Her daughter survived the crash. Kelly's death shocked the world and left Monaco in mourning. Prince Rainier, who never remarried, was devastated by the loss of his beloved wife. Kelly was laid to rest in the Cathedral of St. Nicholas in Monaco, where thousands of mourners paid their respects. Kelly's influence extended beyond her films. She was a fashion icon, known for her timeless elegance and grace. Her wedding dress, designed by Helen Rose, remains one of the most famous bridal gowns in history. The Kelly bag by Hermes was named in her honor after she was frequently photographed with it. Despite her short life, she remains a symbol of Hollywood glamour and royal sophistication. Her films continue to be celebrated, and her story has been the subject of numerous biographies and documentaries. Her life, marked by beauty, talent, and an untimely end, captures the essence of a tragic Hollywood star. Jayne Mansfield. Born Vera Jane Palmer on April 19, 1933 in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, Jayne Mansfield was a symbol of 1950s and 1960s Hollywood glamour. Known for her striking beauty and hourglass figure, Mansfield was often compared to Marilyn Monroe. She first gained fame with her Broadway performance in Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter, 1955, and its film adaptation in 1957. Mansfield signed with 20th Century Fox, where she starred in The Girl Can't Help It, 1956, showcasing her comedic talent. Her roles in The Wayward Bus, 1957, and Kiss Them For Me, 1957, further cemented her status as a sex symbol. Off-screen, she was known for her publicity stunts, often generating headlines with her bold fashion choices and personal life. Mansfield married 3 times. Her first marriage to Paul Mansfield ended in divorce in 1958. She married actor and bodybuilder Mickey Hargitay in 1958, with whom she had 3 children, including actress Mariska Hargitay. They divorced in 1964. Her third marriage to director Matt Cimber ended in 1966. She had 5 children in total. Despite her success, Mansfield's career began to decline in the 1960s. She struggled with typecasting and found it difficult to secure substantial roles. She continued to work in lower-budget films and nightclub performances to support her family. Mansfield's personal life was also troubled, with financial difficulties and failed relationships. On June 29, 1967, tragedy struck. Mansfield was traveling with her lawyer, Sam Brody, and 3 of her children from a nightclub performance in Biloxi, Mississippi, to New Orleans. Their car collided with a tractor trailer on a dark highway. Mansfield, Brody, and the driver were killed instantly. Her children, who were asleep in the back seat, survived with minor injuries. Mansfield's death at the age of 34 shocked Hollywood and her fans. Her funeral was held in Penn Argyl, Pennsylvania, and attended by family, friends, and numerous fans. Her daughter Mariska Hargitay has spoken about her mother's influence, saying, "My mom was this amazing, beautiful, glamorous sex symbol, but people didn't know that she played the violin and had a 160 IQ and had 5 kids and loved dogs." Gia Carangi. Born on January 29, 1960 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Gia Carangi is often considered the world's first supermodel. Her stunning looks and rebellious attitude set her apart in the late 1970s and early 1980s fashion industry. Discovered by photographer Maurice Tannenbaum, she quickly became a favorite of top photographers like Francesco Scavullo and Richard Avedon. Carangi's rapid rise to fame was marked by her work with major fashion houses and magazines. She graced the covers of Vogue, Cosmopolitan, and Harper's Bazaar, becoming a prominent figure in the fashion world. Known for her intense eyes and photogenic presence, Carangi's impact on the modeling industry was profound. Despite her professional success, Carangi's personal life was plagued by difficulties. She struggled with her parents' tumultuous relationship and her mother's abandonment when she was 11. These early traumas contributed to her search for escape through drugs. By the age of 18, she was using cocaine, which soon escalated to heroin. Carangi's drug use quickly affected her career. Her once-in-demand status began to wane as her addiction worsened. She would show up late to photo shoots or not at all, and her erratic behavior alienated many in the industry. In 1981, she made several attempts at rehabilitation, but relapses were frequent. In one of her final modeling appearances, Carangi was photographed by Francesco Scavullo for Cosmopolitan in 1982. Her gaunt appearance and tired eyes were stark contrast to her earlier vibrant images. The industry that once embraced her had moved on, and she struggled to find work. Carangi's life took a further tragic turn as she contracted HIV, a disease not well understood at the time. She became one of the first famous women to die of AIDS-related complications. On November 18, 1986, Carangi passed away in Philadelphia General Hospital at the age of 26. Her death went largely unnoticed by the fashion industry and the media. Carangi's story gained renewed attention with the 1998 HBO film Gia, starring Angelina Jolie. The film highlighted her rapid rise and tragic fall, bringing her story to a new generation. Jolie's portrayal of Carangi won her a Golden Globe and brought a deeper understanding of the challenges and heartbreaks Gia faced. Photographer Francesco Scavullo said of Carangi, "She had a quality that you couldn't quite put your finger on. She was beautiful, yes, but there was something more, something that came through the camera." Her brief but impactful career left a lasting impression on the modeling world.